The future belongs to those who understand data, and every click, every number, every decision empowered by intelligence. With Python, you don't just analyze data, you control it. You visualize it, and you turn it into opportunity. At EDXcellence, we train you with real-world projects and practical skills. Master data science with Python. Build your future with EDXcellence.
Hi, good evening, everyone. So we are going to start the lecture in just 1 or 2 minutes. So please be ready. Okay. But why is there is a very less number of students today? We will wait for a few minutes more, so the rest of the students can also join. Okay. We are going to start the lecture very soon. So please be ready. Okay, everyone, we're going to start the lecture in a minute. I'm waiting for 1 minute. Okay. Hi. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. How are you guys? First of all, am I audible to you all? Is my voice is clear? Please write in the chat box. Can you write? Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, yes. So, have you all written yesterday's fun activity lecture? Yes. How was it? Did you enjoy the last lecture? Enjoy the last lecture? Yeah, it was unique. Okay, okay. Why only one student? All of you can also answer. I am listening here. I can read your messages. Everyone, please message something. I'm waiting for replies. I'm sorry, guys. The lecture is delayed for 10 minutes. I have waited for many more students to come, but I think they are not coming today. Okay, is there any issue regarding my teaching skills, or I'm not able to convey the insights of the data science or the insights of the lecture to you directly? Is something in my tone or my speed is too fast? Any problem with me? So the people are not reading the classes. And do you face any problem with me, or do you feel any difficulty of me to understand by understanding the topics which I am explaining? Sorry, was I able to join yesterday's session due to gate exam. Okay, Nimesh, no worries, no worries. It was a fun activity session. Guys, if you face any problem with me, please tell me. Do you feel any problem with me? Was I not able to explain our topics clearly, or do you feel any problems? Do you feel any problem in your teaching style? Please comment or please tell me. I will clear it once again. Any problem? Please write in the chat box. Or if you don't have a problem, or do you have any suggestion for me, you can also write in the chat box. Note, sir, it's completely fine. Thank you, Niman. No, sir. I think today, yes, has not joined the session. No problem. Okay, okay. So if there is no problem, I think why some very less student, why less number of students have joined today's session? 27 people overall, 28 people. I think out of 28, me and if you exclude me and admin team, there are only 26 students, or 27. And I think our batch strength is more than 50, 60, no? Earlier it was 50, 60 students in the earlier days of class. I don't know why it is now only 29, 30 students. If you feel any problem or anything wrong with your teaching style, please come. I will correct it for you. You know, you're investing your time and efforts in studying data science. Okay. So if there is no problem, so can we start today's lecture? Yes. Guys, can we start today's lecture? Please comment. Or I can see thumbs up. And today I think Yash has also not joined today's lecture. I mean, he's present in daily every classes. Okay, I see thumbs up from Yogesh. You know,
क्या आप पढ़ाई की क्लासेस खोज रहे
okay.
हैं?
So yeah, let me share my screen with you all, and we are good to go. Is my screen visible to you all? Okay, thumbs ups. Let's see thumbs ups. So let me just start the lecture. So guys, conditional probability. Today we're going to start. We already studied in the day before yesterday. The probability topic. What is probability? Why probability is important in the data science thing. I've already explained you that probability is a core of data science or the core of machine learning. Not only about data science. Data science is the major part of data science is machine learning. And why conditional, why probability, first of all, why probability is important. I think I have already explained in the last classes that probability gives the predictions. It helps you predict for predict an option or predict the future of the particular product, or you can predict the way the thing is going on, or what is going to be the, if we continue after analyzing data, if we can after analyzing data, we ask the question, if we continue doing this, what is the future, or what is the future of this thing, or what is the particular future of a particular product in probability data set data. So you can predict the with the help of probability, and probability I think is the basicity of the basic thing of the machine learning. All algorithm does the prediction. It predicts the prediction. The prediction is done by probability only, and the main part of probability is conditional probability. So what is conditional probability? Conditional probability is a thing when you add a condition in a lame language. I'm just explaining you. Conditional probability is a probability where you add a condition. Simple definition. Now, what is a condition? Suppose I flip a coin and the probability of getting head is 1/2. If I flip a coin once time. If I add a condition like like if I flip the coin 3 times, what is the probability of getting me ahead? Or if you flip the coin 3 times, what is the probability of giving me a head? Giving me a head, and I add a condition in it that suppose the head side is heavy, or I flip. Let's take example of other thing like suppose in a winter season, the clothes we wear is warm clothes, so obviously the sales of a winter clothes is high in the winter season. So the sales of the sales the when you gonna predict, when you're gonna predict the sales of a winter cloth in a whole 1 year, in a span of 1 year, we're gonna calculate. We have to add a condition that whenever it's getting cold, whenever it's getting cold or the temperature is getting low, the purchase of winter clothing gets high. So what is the condition? The condition is that temperature should be low. Okay, the basic example I will explain to you. We're gonna talk about it more deeply in the coming slides. So what is conditional probability? Conditional probability measure a probability of an event A given given that event B has already occurred. This is the bookish, I think, bookish explanation, or the technical explanation of our conditional probability. I explain you the more real kind of example. It's answered. What is the probability of A if B is already known? Your condition, you know already, you know what is B. It is a condition, and then what is the probability of A? Okay, so basic notation and formulas. What is the basic notation and formula of condition probability? So P A by B, read as probability of A given B. The thing which is written on the top, we have to calculate that probability on the given data or the given subset, given set B. It updates the probability when new information is available. First, we use the example formula. P A by B is equal to P intersection B divided by B. P intersection B divided by B. I have already talked about intersection, and I think you all know about intersection. What is intersection? You all know, study in your college exams and your boards also in class 12. It is easy. Where P A intersection B is the probability of both A and B. Occurrence, the chance of the probability of A and B is P intersection B. What is PB? PB is the probability of B. Okay. Now, the basic probability is A by B, P A by B. Okay. And the conditional probability is P probability of A and B both in the intersection A, P A intersection B by probability of B. This is a basic formula difference between both. So I think this is clear to you. Or do you have any doubt regarding this, or do you never understand what I am saying? Please write in the chat box. Is it clear to you all, or do you want me to explain it again? Now you don't understand what is probability and conditional probability. Here in the probability thing, we are just getting A by B. A by B is a normal probability. Probability of A in a given just B. And here conditional probability is probability of A and both A and B. Okay, is that clear to you all? Can you show a thumbs up for me if it is okay to you? Okay. So why it is matter? Why it is important? Why conditional probability is so important? I've already explained you, but let's go deep into it. Now we'll discuss it. Why we really need this thing in our daily life or in the real world. Why? What is the? We are going to learn some examples also. and we are going to see a real world thing right now. Real world example. So first, helps to update decision and with new information. See, conditional probability allow us to update our briefs when a new information becomes available. Suppose first I read first. Before the test, the probability of a disease is 5%. After positive test, the probability changes. It adjusts probability based on new evidence and how intelligent decision making works. Now I will explain it. Suppose you are having a certain amount of X amount of information. Okay, and regarding the information, like let's take a real example, you have a data set and you perform an analysis on the data set. See, you get insight from the data. After getting insight, you predict a value according to the data. Now, a new information, a new data set updated about new information, new data set comes out. So the new thing comes around. You got to analyze again that, and after analyzing, you're gonna see some difference between before and after, before new data and after new data, arrival of new data. So there is a difference. So the updation of that, the application of your result after arriving in new data, after arriving new data, it helps in calculating that. Conditional probability helps in that. Okay, here's as you can see, here's example. Before test, at normally a probability of having a disease or in a normal person is 5%. You have some symptoms, you get a test, and you see in the reports that you have disease, you have a disease is positive to you, so the chances becomes high. Okay, now we have foundation of machine learning. As I've already told you, it's the basicity or the basic part of machine learning. Machine learning does the prediction of understanding data and use the results. Similarly, let ten interest. Similarly, that is conditional probability does it gather the information, understand the condition, and makes a prediction, which is the basic thing of machine learning. Many ML models works on conditional probability. One of the most important and most famous examples are: number one is spam detection, number two is fraud detection, number three is disease prediction. Machine learning model answer question in this format, like what is the probability of outcome y in the given input x. This is the condition. It is a good example. As you can see, what is the probability of outcome y in the with the given input x. After giving this, what is going to be output for this in giving this information? That is the condition. Giving this information, what is the outcome of y is a normal probability, and giving the information x or giving the input x is your condition. So the when you give extra information to the model, it becomes a normal probability to conditional probability. You give a condition to that. It is performing this in the presence of this. So the extra information you give is conditional probability. Okay. Now, core Bayes theorem. See, Bayes theorem we want to talk about in next class, which is going to tomorrow. After that, we have 2 days of holiday. So tomorrow we're going to discuss about Bayes theorem. I think many of you already knew about Bayes theorem. What is Bayes theorem? You have studied in your college mathematics examinations, and if you have a subject related to machine learning, you're going to study in that also. So core Bayes theorem, conditional probability is based on conditional probability is based of Bayesian statistics, naive Bayes algorithm, and a probabilistic model. Without conditional probability, Bayes theorem doesn't exist. Bayes theorem Bayes theorem is based upon conditional probability. And don't worry about it if you don't understand anything. I think you're gonna get it because tomorrow we have a lecture especially designed on Bayes theorem. We have the whole lecture designed on Bayes theorem. We're gonna talk about the Bayes theorem, its algorithm, the naive Bayes theorem, the model prediction, ML model regarding Bayes theorem in depth tomorrow. Okay. Fourth, we have reduced uncertainty. and narrow down the sample space instead of considering all possibility. See, uh, see, we focus on the relevant condition. This gives more accurate prediction. Now let's take example like you are studying in a school or you are studying in a college. You are a college students who studying in a different college. And let's take a simple example of it that you have to calculate the student of the number of students who are going to pass a certain exam. Suppose your midterm examination, you have to calculate the probability of students or a number of students who can get more than suppose 50% examination. Suppose 50% examination. No, who scored more than 50% in examinations. What is the percentage of that? So you're gonna get and calculate the probability. But if you add also, you're gonna calculate the whole all students probability. But if you only want only want first year students number only, that how many first year students have can score more than 50% in their midterm examinations. So you're gonna add the condition. Only check the or only do the condition validates of first year student. So you're adding a condition of first year. Okay, that reduce the answer rate, that reduce the sample size. Earlier, you have to calculate the all students in your college. Now you have to only focus on the first year student, or you can let's take a not a year, but you can take up a stream also, like from mechanical stream or from computer science stream. Okay, it reduces condition and adding condition, it reduces the sample size, which reduces the uncertainty and increases your accuracy and FNS could recall everything. The more small sample size or the more small data set, the precision will be more strong. Okay, now essential in risk analysis: insurance risk assessment, stock market prediction, credit scoring, business forecasting. Example: probability of loan default in a given income level. Let's elaborate this example also. Suppose you go to a bank, and suppose you don't have a collateral of, you don't have a good collateral. Then suppose a bank, you have a collateral, but your income is low. So probably the there is chances of bank should not give you a loan because your income is low. So based on your income, the bank is going to uh, analyze if you're gonna get back the bank's loans money or not. That calculating that analysis. That analysis is part of condition probability. If your salary is your condition, and the probability of giving back the money to the bank or repaying the loan amount is your probability. Okay, used in medical diagnosis, like doctors estimate the disease by test results, recovery by testament. These are the most easiest example of probability or condition probability. Okay, we're gonna talk about codes also, but like this is a theory part. But in machine learning, we're gonna write the theory. So let me tell you one thing. We are telling the theories, or we are telling the theory to you just for one thing, just to clarify you the concept. See, if the concept is clear, you're gonna do the every work. If the concept is not clear, you can't solve the coding part. You have to clear your concept. Or you can't make a big thing or make a big project if your concept is not clear. Gonna explain the all thing in theory, or I'm explaining it. Why I'm giving a mathematical formula just because your concept should be clear. If your concept should be if your concept is clear, you're gonna solve any problem. And we're gonna discuss codes also in the end of this PPT of the lecture. I need the formulas. I think this already you already know you. The normal probability is A by B, P A by B, and the conditional probability is P A intersection B divided by PB. Okay. Now we have just take a small example of it. In a school of 2000 students, 200 students, 120 are boys, 80 are girls, 90 students play sports, 60 boys play sports. Okay. So what you have from it? The 120 are boys, out of which 60 play sports and the rest 60 don't. You have 80 girls in which suppose 90 people play sports in which 60 are boys, 60 people 60 are boys, so rest remaining 30 is your girls. So out of 80 girls you can get a 30 girls play sports and there's 50 not. So how many students which don't play sports are 60 are boys and 50 are girls. So the question, what is the probability of the students play sports given that student is a boy? Okay, let me again explain the question. What is the probability that a student plays sports given that the student is boy? Let's take a step-by-step solution to it. Understanding the condition. We know that since the student is a boy, the condition is a boy, not any student. Okay, we only focus on boys. The sample size shrinks. As I told you, if you know the condition, your sample size will be gonna shrink. Total boys 120, sports playing 60. Now we do the formula. So play sports by boy. So it is going to be a 60 by 120 because 60 out of 120 boys total, 60 plays sports. So the probability is 1 by 2 or 0.5. Okay. So if a student is a boy, the chances of playing a sports is 50%. How do you understand? If a student is a boy, the chance of playing sports is 50%. Okay. I think this is clear. It's a very easy example. I just uh, kept this. I know it's a very easy example, and you're not gonna get these type of questions in your interviews or anything. But I just give it. Kept here is to clear your concepts. Okay. Now we have normal probability. What is conditional probability? Why haven't been in the last slide? So let me start with the normal probability. Normal probability or unconditional probability. The definition of this is the probability of an event happening without an additional information. That is the simplest, that's the most simplest probability. So definition. The probability of an event or happening an event without any additional information. You have to calculate the number of the, let's take a college example. You have to calculate the number of students which are going to be scored, which are going to score more than 50% in the midterm examination. Okay, if you add the condition and calculate only first year student, the first year's student marks only. That is the condition. So its notion is PA if it considered the entire sample space. Conditional probability reduces sample size, but normal probability it takes the whole sample space. Let's take an example. If a deck has 52 cards, the probability of drawing a king, the king, as you think there are four kings, and so 4 with 2, which is 0.076%. It is tried. I have not pointed it by mistake or let me see 1 second. So I'm not very good on maths in calculating numbers. So just let me check 1 second. Yeah, it is right. The probability of getting a king is 0.06%. Here we don't know anything else about the card. We consider all free to. But let's talk about conditional probability. Here we get the example or we're going to discuss it. The conditional probability definition is the probability of an event happening given that another event is already occurred. Which is, let me explain. It is considered reduced sample space, P A by B, only where B is true. Let's take an example to understand. In the last example, we have gone to we have to calculate the probability of getting killed in a whole deck of a card. So the probability is 0.0667. Okay. Here, there are only 13 hearts. There are only 13 hearts. There are, I think, four house, spades, hearts, diamond, and one more thing. The probability of a king given in heart. What is probability of that? So the probability will be calculated 1 by 13 is 0.067. So as you can see, now we consider only 13 of cards, not 52, because we have added a condition that it should be from the heart clan or heart house. So that the sample size from 52 reduces to only 13. As you can see, conditional probability helps in reducing the sample size, which eventually helps into improves the accuracy. Now you can see how they are connected. You know, probability is how connected to accuracy, and conditional probability how conditional probability helps to improve the results or improve the accuracy or improve the analysis of ours or help in the prediction also. Now, till now, is everything clear, or do you want to know something to explain again? Please write in the chat box. I am reading. Please. Is everything clear? You can write it. Is everything clear? So you can write sir, no, sir, everything is clear. Or do you want anything to explain it again? Please write. Guys, please write anything in the chat box if you find any difficulty. Or if you know, please write no or something, please. No. Okay, if there is no problem, so can we proceed to the next slide? Or can we? Okay, I can see thumbs up. So yeah. Now we're going to talk about independent and dependent events. So let's first talk about independent events. What are independent events? Two events are independent if the occurrence of one doesn't affect the other. If the occurrence of one doesn't affect the others event of occurrence is called independent event. Let's take example that like it is a condition independent event, like adding condition, like if suppose you go on a trip with your friends and you're making a plan, and your best friend suddenly tells you, no, I am not going able to come on the trip or have some issues. So you're also not coming in the trip because you're really close to your friend. That's why you decided if your friend is not going to come with you, you also not going to come with you. So that is example of dependent event. And if you decide, oh, you don't want to come, okay, that's no worries. I will go because I want to go. So that is an independent event. Your of going on a trip is dependent on your friend. When you cause no, if if she or he doesn't go, I also don't go. And if you just want to go, and if you don't care about your friends that much, you will just go. That is example of a independent event. Okay, let's take example. Getting ahead on a coin toss is not affected on the result or effects on the result of next toss. New information doesn't change probability. It is a one of the good it's one of good example for probability calculating probability or independent or dependent event. If you toss a coin, it is an independent event because tossing a coin doesn't change the or doesn't have any effect on next time you're flipping the coin. Whereas dependent events, two events dependent if the occurrence does effect if the one of the occurrence affect others, like drawing two cards without replacement. The first draw affect the second. Does it mean? Suppose on a deck of cards, 52 deck of cards, you draw a king of hearts. You draw a king of hearts, and without putting it back, you're gonna draw the others also. Draw another card, and it is a joker. So what is dependent here? So you the next time you draw a card, it is sure shot is not going to a king of hearts because you already drawn it. So that is a dependent event because I've already drawn this card. The next time you not want to draw the king of hearts again. That is a dependent event. Okay, is that clear? Is there anything you are not able to understand? You can see thumbs up. Is there something in the chat? Let me see the chat first. No. Okay. So you want to take example of medical test example. Assume 1,000 people are there. Also, in those 1,000 people, 50 are diseased and 950 are healthy. Okay. True positive are 45, false positive are 95, and total positive is 140. What do you mean by false positive? I have already explained you in the few lectures back. True positive, true negative thing. Just go through the PPT. You're gonna get. So out of these are two predictions. 1,000 people, 50 are diseased and 950 are healthy. In which true positive is 45. Means there are 45 people sure shot. If they 45 are out of 45, if someone is diagnosed healthy, it is healthy. He or she is healthy. If she or she is diagnosed diseased, he or she is sure shot disease. And false positive. Like if someone is diagnosed healthy, out of 950 people, 95 people are the false positive. Means they are not diagnosed. Their chances of they are wrongly diagnosed. And in this is also in 50 healthy people, some people can be wrongly diagnosed, or some people are diagnosed unhealthy disease, but actually they are healthy. They are false positive. So disease positive, the probability required is 45 out of 140. 140 total positive, in which true positive is 45, which is sure shot confirmed. The probability is 0.32. The final insight is even the 90% test is accurate. See, that's why I have told you in the last classes that accuracy is not your 100% result. Your test is accurate 90%, and a positive result means 32% chance of actually having a disease. The people who have not diagnosed healthy, their chances there can be 32% that can be diseased also. Rare disease false positive significantly changes the probability. Okay. Now we're going to talk about conditional probability in data science. Let's take in little bit example. There is P spam by words in the whole the dictionary of words. How many of us spam or repeating? Fraud and transaction. The number of transactions made, how much of them were from fraud? predict the probability. Then this is the symptom. If 100 people shows symptom of having cancer, and we diagnose, and suppose the result was 10 people have diagnosed, so the probability will be 1/10. They are used in machine learning models. These are the basic thing that is used in machine learning model to predict the certain probability. Like let's talk about the coding part. Python conditional logic example. It is, I think, this is a pseudocode of that type of thing. Suppose mark 75%, 75%. So you obtain a mark 75%. Let's take an if else example. If marks is 90%, the grade A. If else if marks 75%, grade B. Else if marks 50%, grade C. Else uh, 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 grade fail. Achha, how many of you don't know the Python language? Or shayad there was a one girl, I know you who don't know Python, who is studying. Please write in the chat box. Does everyone know Python? Does everyone understand this code? I'm going to explain this because I want to know if you know this code really well. I'm going to just brief it. If you don't know this code, please say no. I will explain it deeply. Anyone who don't understand Python or don't understand this code, I'm going to explain it in depth. Anyone, please write who don't understand. Okay, Vishali, you know good. Isha, you know good. Is there anyone who don't know this Python? Does everyone know? Does everyone know? Okay, Vishali, you are one, but test the students. Please, everyone else, please write yes or no. That's why I'm going to explain it in depth or no. Please write. Anupama, please write. And that will be Bhushan, Kiran, Siddharth, please write. Yes or no, Zaid, please write. Yes, yes, I know. Okay, okay. I think everyone knows, and I can't see no. Okay, Zaid, okay. Now, as you all know, if else is giving you the option for the loop. If something is this, do this, else do this. Okay. Else if is used if you have multiple options. That if 90% itna, else if itna, else if itna, and else itna. Means if else we use generally we use to have two options, but if we have more than two options, we use else if between them. We can use multiple else if else if between them, and then in the last we're going to use else. Okay, so you can see the condition logic. The condition we have, the condition is if the student is 90, score above 90, grade him A. If the student scored 75, grade him B. If the if the student scored 50, grade him C. If the if the student doesn't score in these options available, make him feel, may give him grade fail. Okay, this is the conditional probability thing. This is a basic, very basic example of the conditional probability thing. Now, let's take example. Suppose boy is 60 and sports boy are 30. Now, probability of sports boy divided by boy. This is how you're gonna write the code, or it's kind of pseudocode it is. Okay. We're gonna talk about code when we do do learn the machine learning thing. We're gonna talk about the codes also in machine learning, in depth about code knowledge and everything. Okay. Now, print calculate cannot calculate probability. Sample space 2 points. So you have to print. what do you mean by this print? This is the formula you have to calculate. Okay. If the boy is if 890, if this is the option 8, if this is this, then calculate this. Other than if this is not present, print cannot calculate the probability. Okay. When it is written this, you don't have to give this. This is going to calculate by itself and give the probability. Okay. Now take a real world example. Suppose, let's go to the full screen. A real world example of conditional probability is credit card fraud detection. Suppose 2% of transaction as fraudulent, but 80% of fraudulent transactions are international, while 10% of normal transaction. Okay, if the transaction identity identified as international, the probability that is the fraud increased significantly compared to original 2%. The conditional probability, because we are calculating the probability of fraud given that the transaction is international. See, this is the condition. We're going to calculate the probability of fraud given that transaction to be international. The transaction should be international is our condition. The new information, international transaction, changes the likelihood of a fraud. And they are exactly how banks and machine learning model assess the risk real time. No, in the normal case, the chances of fraud is only 2% in 100. Suppose 100%, 100 transaction is going on, only 2 of them can be a fraud. 80% fraudulent out of 20 in that those 2%, out of in the 2%, 80% fraudulent are international. In the 2%, 80% of in the 2% are from international. So and the normal is 10%. So if a transaction is going on in the international way, suppose someone sending money from USA to India, the chances of fraud is the chances of getting fraud or getting fraud is significantly increased compared to a normal one or a domestic one. So we're going to calculate that thing. Okay, or we're going to calculate that probability of fraud only international crowd or international transaction. That is the new information we get. We're going to calculate that thing, and after calculating adding a condition, we're gonna see the percentage of fraud getting increased. Earlier it was only 2% for all markets, including domestic and international. Now we have to calculate only the international. So our samples size also get shorted. So after calculating only for the international one, most of the fraud from approximately 80% are from international. So the number of the fraud is getting to be increased. Okay. So in this example, you can see that which I already the topic I've covered in this lecture is here. Like it reduces the sample size from it was now domestic and international both. Now we have only the international. It giving a condition. The condition you have to calculate the international thing. The giving conditional, normal probability and conditional probability. See, this is a real world example where you can calculate the or see a difference between normal probability and conditional probability, and why conditional probability is really important in our machine learning. In my this example is a complete thing that you will see here reducing sample size, adding condition, you know, and changing of the result. After adding condition, the results change significantly. That is also example of conditional probability in machine learning. The example over here, we're gonna just get in the thing. We're gonna do the same thing or same. We are gonna apply the same concept in the code when do a build a machine learning model or do a project. The major project I'm talking about the major one, not the mini one. Okay, the major project. So if you're going to learn in depth, we're going to explain this topic here. But if you want to get a real world example or a real world thing, please join the please join the premium batch of by paying. It is a very less amount. I am not asking about. It is not for the money. It is for your for your growth or for your experience of building a real world project. It is really good. I request you to join because you're gonna learn more than that. See, as you currently is a theory part, but if you're not gonna build a project, you're gonna not learn anything. And you can build a project by yourself also by in giving information. But in internship, you're gonna not get your first for a internship certificate. Because in internship or in completing a course, you have to build up example also or build a project also. If what you have learned, you have to get a test of what you have learned. The test is your project. And the first time you are making project, you're going to face problems. And that's why I am here. That's why you are paying price. I will want to help you to make the project. I will going to mentor you. I will going to solve the problems you are facing. So that is really good. So please join the lecture, that batch. And thank you. That is the end of this lecture. Okay. Uh, it is now over. If you want to go, you can go, but please join. We're gonna do this all thing in the practical in the month of April. Okay, thank you, Sunil. And yeah, and please be present tomorrow. We're gonna talk about Bayes theorem. What is Bayes theorem? How it's going to be helping the conditional probability? It is a upgradation of conditional probability. How it covers all things. After this thing, the conditional Bayes theorem. We're gonna have a dot clearance classes in on 20th. Then we have the median most standard deviation classes in the upcoming classes. Okay, and I'm also planning the March lecture plan. I'm going to share you in the next week probably. So please present, be attentive. Sir, I am Archit. That was my ID. That is my ID. Okay, 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 Archit. I understand you. Anything else? Any more questions or anything you want to ask? If you don't want to ask anything, you can leave the lecture now. Okay, sir. Thank you. Nice session. Do you like the session, or do you, if there was anything you don't understand or any feedback for me, please, if you write, please write. Otherwise, please leave. So can you please tell them more about the paid batch? Okay, Nish. So in this, it is a free batch, you already know. In till the next month, till the month of March, I'm going to teach you the whole data science. In this month, you're going to complete the theory and the maths part and the data part, data science data part in this month. In the next month, we're going to talk about Python and machine learning. We're going to complete the whole syllabus in the next month. So in these 2 months, you're going to complete the whole syllabus and do a mini project. But that is not enough. In the month of April, as you can see, it is a 3 month internship. After training you 2 months or teaching you 2 months, in the month of April, we're gonna make a project. Means you wanna make a project, and I am here to guide you. I will guide you in making the project in a single step. See, I'm all teaching these all theories, or I will explain you in some codes also. But that is not enough. If you want to get the whole information and whole thing, you have to get in the premium match too. I will then guide you, because at that time I'm teaching you here for free, but I'm giving more time and you are exerting your time in a crucial time. So that is why it is paid. So I will gonna teach you, and I will give you my guidance of making a project, because you learn about things here. But if you're not gonna use it practically way, it is of no use. And to do it in a more practical way, learning theory is not gonna make you a data scientist. If you want to be a good data scientist, you have to learn making projects and how to make a good project. So I'm going to guide you here on making a project. That is a paid version, and yeah, I'm going to guide you there to make projects, and that is certain amount of fee we're going to charge only for that project. And you're gonna also gonna give the have the internship certificate. I'm coming to that. I'm coming to that animation, industry certificates and placement system from us also. And now the price is for if you want to make only one project, that is 499. And if you want to make two projects itself, it is gonna be 999. 499. Sorry, 499. 499 for one project. Okay, and if two project, it is gonna be 999. Okay, one project, it is 499, and two project, it is 999. Okay, one project 499 and two project 999. These are prices. We're gonna guide you in the process. You're gonna get a proper certificate if you have attended yes lecture today. The management team the explain in depth about the project line certification. You're gonna get a QR code. You're gonna validate that certificate also. You're gonna get an industry certificate signed by me and on the CEO also. And the more the internship part, you're gonna get a placement assistant from us also. We're gonna help you to getting placed in the different session on different companies. We're gonna assist you in the placement. Okay. So is it everything clear, Image? Or anything else anyone want to hear? Or anything else anyone want to ask? You can ask me. I will give you the answer. Sir, can I do a project by myself as well? It is good. You are only going to do the project in the major project in the paid session. I'm going to guide you if you face any problem. You can make a project, but at that time I'm not going to guide you if you not take the batch. Okay. Otherwise, we are doing a mini project, but that's a very mini project. That's to get you an idea. Just it is not going to cover all topics. Not going to cover machine learning part. So if you want to get a machine learning part, please be enrolled in that batch. You can do it by yourself, but I can't able to guide you. Okay, that's the main thing. You're going to get my guidance to make the project. Whenever you're gonna face a problem, I'm going to solve you. I'm going to evaluate you and judge you according to that, and we're going to recommend you also. That is very important. If you don't want to get that paid batch, we going if we're not going to guide you and judges also. After completion of if you take a enrollment in a paid batch, we're gonna calculate the we're gonna guide the budget building, and after completing your project, we're gonna evaluate the project and recommend according to the your performance. We're gonna recommend to the companies also or assist in the placement also. Okay, I think yesterday, the sir have already given some your number. Okay, if you wanna type, if you wanna have any doubt or you want any information, you can go through that. Okay, to all no all thing about project. I am not management team. I'm not from management team. How total how many major projects we have to do? It's upon you. If you have to you want to do one project, it is 499 for guidance. If you want to make two projects, you can make it is 999. And if you make two projects, it is good for you only. You will enhance your portfolio. If it will enhance your portfolio, it will give you immense chance, and it will give you it enhance your portfolio that you have done two projects in your internships, and you're gonna help it is gonna help you in the placements also. So depending on minimum one is necessary, maximum two. May one to two. Okay. Yesterday I was absent, sir. Okay. I can't get the number. Oh, I don't have right now. Wait till tomorrow. I'll talk with them. I will get a message you in the WhatsApp only. Okay. I'm not. I have not. Right now, I don't have number. But please wait. I will message you in the WhatsApp, or I will get it tomorrow. Okay, Animesh. So, guys, any more questions or anything else? Is that clear, Animesh, to you, or do you want anything else to ask? Today, yes, she's also not present. Yes, sir. Okay. So, all of you guys, is everything clear to you all, or do you have any doubt? Okay, if you don't have doubt, you can leave the session. It is going to be end. I'm gonna end the lecture. Please leave, guys. I'm going to end the recording also here.